1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's get it. Subscribe to the channel. Election day. I want to have a little fun. But before I get into that, I'm like, oh, we got your boy Dr. Umar talking relationships again. The very same man that despises the black woman for himself. He could talk about your relationship, and that's just one of my things. I'm like, Umar, why don't you get a relationship? Don't tell Nick Cannon how it's done. Show him how it's done. But as he often says, the black woman is not this, not that, not this, that. So many different reasons why the black woman is not good enough for him. In my opinion, which seems to be the fact in this scenario, is you don't get to talk relationships because you ain't got one. How do you get to talk relationships? This shit don't make no sense.
It's in your bloodline.
It's in my
baby.
blood, and you
It's
will
in
never
your
be that.
Why?
Because you was born, all the people in your family were assistant pimps.
So Umar goes on this Nick Cannon shit, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I just know that Umar don't get to talk relationships. Let's go.
Particularly the black men in our community. The one and only Dr. Umar Johnson.
See, Brother Nick.
Once again, back by a popular demand.
Glad to be back.
Man, so we got to get right to it, man. I'm on your couch. I'm in
Yes,
your
sir.
office. There's been a lot of conversation recently about relationships, specifically in the black community, in terms that have been thrown around like high functioning, high value. A lot of our men are being, myself included, labeled with the term narcissist, careless, toxic, as we know. And I've even seen people come at you,
Yes, sir.
you know,
Yes, sir.
for some of your beliefs and ideologies when it comes to relationships. But I think it'd be wise for us to kind of unpack a lot of that. I mean, shouts out to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, who's sat right there in that chair on many occasions and kind of share some of her philosophies and ideologies on, you know.
Like I said, when I watch this stuff, it's weird. You look at two niggas who don't give a damn about the black woman. It's the weirdest shit. Now, I guess you give Nick Cannon a little bit more credit because he's impregnating them women and taking care of the babies. Umar, on the other hand, he ain't impregnating nothing. He went completely selfish with his Ifa Tunde. He went completely selfish. So, Dr. Umar, as smart and as brilliant as you are, you don't want to create another you? That's not a destiny for you? Wow. You a clown. You don't want to make another little Umar, little big-headed Umar running around. So you know that Umar's coming from a selfish standpoint, like these fucking whatever generation it is. I wouldn't bring a child into this evil world. Well, why are you here? It don't make sense when you deal with a person like Umar. He's ridiculous. At least Nick Cannon keeps popping them babies, realizing life is short. I can't take this money with me. Umar, on the hand, is a little more selfish.
You know, individuals like myself or even Brother Cam Newton, and there's a lot of people who agree with her in her statements. There's a lot of people who have some contrast and contradictory ideas. But ultimately, as I always say, the goal is to get to a space where we can be as supportive to our black women and, you know, to our families as black men. So,
brother, you're talking to a man who doesn't want a black woman or a black family. Let's talk about it. Right, Platypus, good morning, son. Pimp Juice, that's what these people say. I wouldn't bring a child into this evil world. Are you serious? Why are you here? The world's been evil.
we definitely need some counsel in this space. So we've been hearing the rumblings, you've been seeing the things go viral. What does Dr. Umar think about it?
Great question. Great question. I saw some clips of your conversation with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Yeah.
and I saw some clips of Dr. Bryant's conversation with our brother Cam Newton. And first, I want to say to my good sister, nothing but love and support and appreciation. I'm glad that Dr. Cheyenne.
That is where you got the bullshit at, right there. Which is fine by me. I'm just saying, when it comes to relationships, that is when I have something against the dude. I don't care what else he does. He's a complete false. Like, you talking about somebody who does not care about the black woman enough to, like, whoever was Umar Johnson's queen or queens, they would really be propped up and be like some superstars within the black community. But he's so selfish, he wouldn't do that for the black woman. He wouldn't have a black woman who he had to care about. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's some weird shit, but here he go talking about the black woman, how he really cares. This shit is wild.
Ryan is a colleague in this mental health war to save our people. Yes. I'm glad to see her on the front lines with myself and many, many others.
You know what? And I understand. You black men don't want to care about the black woman either, and that's fine. But Umar don't get to do what he's doing because he tries to prop up, he's pro-black and all this other shit. Brother, you ain't even got no black woman that you care about. You brothers that don't care about the black woman is different. All right? He acts like he does. But in real life, no way. There's no black woman that's going to get up and call him and say, Dr. Umar, I need you this, I need that. Something happened to me here, something happened to me there, where he has to go tend to that. He don't want that responsibility of a black woman in his life.
She has much to contribute. I look forward to seeing her name more often. And who knows, even she and I may have to do some work together for the people. With that being said, I made a couple of observations. In her conversation with you, she had made a point that Brother Nick Cannon preys on low-functioning women. Those are her words. Who do not have the emotional intelligence to stop you from doing that. I believe there's some truth to what she said. But I also believe that this statement was too broad and may not accurately describe all of the mothers of your children. Right. What I mean by that is this. It may very well be the case that some mothers of your children may have been low functioning.
Yo, how does he get to talk about that? It's bugging me out, but I understand. See, what happened to the black community was so many things that it's hard to even imagine. We sit here and we talk about stupid shit. That's the reason why I did a channel. Because I realized, yo, this shit is crazy. They're sitting up here talking about black people. But this man has 12 kids. And he's taking advice on his baby mamas from a nigga who's not even in contact with his baby mamas, which is perfectly fine. Go make a new family. That's my whole point. Something could have happened with his baby mama, but go make a new family. So you're talking about a person who's too selfish to go make a new family because he does not like the black woman enough. I'm trying to understand. Like, he don't want another little Umar. He wants to ride this out on a selfish surfboard.
By Dr. Bryant's definition, and that you could have used emotional manipulation, possibly. But I don't believe that is necessarily the case for all. Because what I think, and I believe that this is true for Brother Nick Cannon, maybe true for Brother Cam, maybe true for Brother Nick, maybe true for a lot of successful.
He said, Brother Cam, I got something for y'all. Let's get it. Hold on, that's the Tyrese shit. Oh, shit. So I got some Tyrese shit. Hold on, man. And I had this Cam shit. Damn. Was it? Oh, man. Because what happened was Cam's baby mother started talking some shit. Hold on a second, man. Yeah, it was Twitter. Where the hell did I find that at? Sorry about that. We got the Tyrese thing. the hell? Where was that at? Cam's baby mother was like some bitch named Jasmine. She was like, hey, you know, I made Cam have the baby. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
The drama that's going on with Cam Newton and his baby mama, Jasmine Brown. This has been going viral over the weekend. So if you guys do not know, recently Cam Newton did a podcast with Corey Holcomb. And I did end up watching the entire podcast, and I was low-key waiting for when bits of the podcast would go viral because Corey was saying some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's Corey Holcomb. It's to be expected.
That's crazy. Like I said, this black community is some of the wildest shit. Just think about what we're dealing with right here. I'm sorry about this, y'all. Think about what we're dealing with. I'm sorry. We're going to get to this, Tanya. Like, look how fucked up we are. So you got Dr. Umar, who is just the selfish man in the world as far as a black woman is concerned, telling people about black women who has babies and children and continue to make children and not live life selfish. He brings up Cam. Cam got some girl, Lovely T, saying that Corey Holcomb said something wild while talking about Cam's baby mama saying something wild about Cam. I mean, we're all over the place when it comes to this family business.
But one of the things that's going viral now, because this podcast came out a few weeks ago, is the conversation that he had with Corey about Jasmine Brown. So if you guys do not know, Jasmine talking about, you know, being a proud 8th baby mama, y'all go ahead and check this out.
When it comes to getting to market in a more quick manner, popular pace helps us move quickly and efficiently. As we all know, social media moves.
So y'all don't know, I'm the third one, and this is the 6th child.
I'm the third one, and this is the 6th child. I know, Key. Good morning, player. I know. I mean, who could like Tanya, man? She like, but you gotta understand when we play it all around. They're talking about Dr. Bryant. You got Umar talking about this and that. You got this girl reviewing how this girl is talking about she's the proud 3rd baby mama of a man who with the 6 kids. It's a lot going on. And then you got Tanya TKO recovering from a bad vagina, talking about how she's in school as, you know, 50-something years old doing what she got to do. I mean, we are all over the place without even getting to this Kamala Harris shit. Because I gave y'all all that, but look what happens. Oh, don't forget Tyrese. Tyrese sitting there talking about all this. He #1 on the Billboard because his wife left him. When it comes to this family shit, we're all over the place. And then you got this. You know what this is. This is the HRC, baby. This is our black women. So after all of the stuff I just described, they will go all the way here and say, yo, this is how I want to represent myself. Whatever, man. Let's get back to it. Oh, no, let's go to this shit. She's a 3-time baby mama. Let's go. This how proud they are when they fuck niggas with money.
She's the comedian who went on that world tour talking about, you know, being a proud 8th baby mama. Y'all go ahead and check this out.
So y'all don't know, I'm the third one, and this is the 6th child. So I said, ooh, that could have been me. All right, so put that pressure on you.
Couldn't have been me. All right, until a rich nigga put that pressure on you. We're going to break this down. Like, this is what it is. They wish all you niggas had money like Cam so they could do this.
So I said, ooh, that could have been me. All right, so put that pressure on you.
She got a Cam Newton jersey on with a fake baby bump doing comedy. And like I say, after they get that baby out of you, they get to use you up. But you, as a man, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't use the benefits of being with these women. It's crazy.
All right, that's Jasmine Brown. So what went down in
All right, so let's get back to Umar.
For black men. You don't always attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what I mean to say by that, Brother Nick, is I believe the possibility exists that some mothers of your children, some mothers of Brother Cam Newton's children may also be serial monogamous with some narcissistic tendencies.
Well, what would you say about your baby mamas, Dr. Umar? Because that's all he's really, y'all don't get it. He's downgrading the black woman again. Now, I don't mind because I love the black woman independently. That's on me. What I'm trying to tell you is he has so many bad things to say about the black woman as a reason why he wouldn't, have one for herself.
In other words, for a lot of black women, having a multi-million-dollar baby daddy is their definition of the American dream. In other words,
see what I'm saying? And let's say Dr. Umar is a multimillionaire. Over his dead body, would he be that for the black woman? You see, you see, he talks in a tricky way.
Words, I don't think we can assume that all mothers of your children were looking for a husband, were looking to build a family. Many of them may.
Dr. Umar, are you looking for a wife? Are you looking to build a family? You niggas are crazy that listen to a selfish man like this when it comes to relationships. I'm only speaking from a relationship standpoint. Everything else, I rock with him. But he damn sure don't care about no black woman in my estimation. So if he starts talking about relationships, I have the perfect argument. Let's go.
Have been just as content as you, simply having a relationship of convenience or camaraderie that does not require us to come together and make a family. I think too often when we have these conversations, there is the assumption that the woman wanted more. In this day and time, we have a lot of black women who practice serial monogamy, but who don't like to admit it. And they hide their serial monogamous.
I don't even gotta say anything. I never watched this video, but I know that Umar Johnson, he does not like black women. When I say he does not like black women, I say enough to care about one, to bring one to be, or two to bring alongside of him, for them to be the star. Because as a man, any man, for the most part, you got your women by you. You're not going to just disrespect them all the time or whatever the case is. You're going to show them love and respect. And he does not want to do that in the public. So that means that he does not want to have a black woman that, he props up, brings up to level in fear of this. It's all about the fear, but the fear builds a hatred.
Of convenience or camaraderie that does not require us to come together and make a family. I think too often when we have these conversations, there is the assumption that the woman wanted more. In this day and time, we have a lot of black women who practice serial monogamy, but who don't like to admit it. And they hide their serial monogamous tendencies behind a narrative of, I'm taking my time and waiting for the right one.
Okay. Understand, this is how Umar believes of the black woman. Reason why he don't want one.
But the truth of the matter is, you're not waiting for the right one because you're not looking for one. You're comfortable doing what you want to do when you want to do it because you're not interested in the emotional investment of marriage. You're not interested in the responsibility of supporting a husband.
There you have it. The man is telling you, this man, he talks about the downside of the black woman so detailed that he knows himself some black women. And he shows that he's not going to have that by his side. In essence, in my opinion, don't qualify you to talk about relationships. If you can't deal with this shit like the rest of us and sit back and just observe and just get pussy and the bitch can't call you for nothing. You don't give a damn about no black woman, whether she live or die. All right, sister was a good sister. Rest in peace. Like, this dude ain't got no real investment for no black woman. And like I said, for himself, yes. For you brothers, girls, and everybody, every other woman out there, yes, but not for itself. And I say to myself, and I say to Dr. Umar, why you don't want no woman? And he says this.
You're not interested in the long-term sacrifice of raising children. You're still very much interested in living your life on your terms without any commitment to another person.
So,
and that's how he feels about the black woman. This is not some sort of game. Because it's simple. Dr. Umar, why don't you want a wife? Why, Dr. Umar, you got the power to get 2 wives. Them women will be like superstars being with you. And the way that you treat women, Dr. Umar, the way we hear you talk about the way you would treat a woman, other women would adore that shit, son. Why you won't do that for a black queen? Listen to his answer.
Brother Cam Newton's children may also be serial monogamous with some narcissistic tendencies. In other words, for a lot of black women, having a multi-million-dollar baby daddy is their definition of the American dream. In other words, I don't think we can assume that all mothers of your children were looking for a husband, were looking to build a family. Many of them may have been just as content as you, simply having a relationship of convenience or camaraderie that does not require us to come together and make a family. I think too often when we have these conversations, there is the assumption that the woman wanted more. In this day and time, we have a lot of black women who practice serial monogamy, but who don't like to admit it. And they hide their serial monogamous tendencies behind a narrative of, I'm taking my time and waiting for the right one. When the truth of the matter is, you're not waiting for the right one because you're not looking for one. You're comfortable doing what you want to do when you want to do it because you're not interested in the emotional investment of marriage. You're not interested in the responsibility of supporting a husband. You're not interested in the long-term sacrifice of raising children. You're still very much interested in living your life on your terms without any commitment to another person.
So
there you have it. What more you want me to say? Yo, dude, Key, I'm doing a whole nother show. We doing because I'm telling you where I'm from. I put it up there already. I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna do the show. I said, yo, I live in New York. My vote means shit. So I get to do whatever I want with the vote. I live in New York. My vote means shit, son. So don't try to take me off of my topic, B. It really pissed me off. My vote means shit. I live in New York, son. You know? And I'm aware that Kamala Harris, her party and her team and her coalition is more powerful, more fun, more rainbow than my team.
Oh.
If you're happy.
Wow. They did us dirty right there.
My rebuttal or even just additive to that sauce. I've actually had this conversation with Dr. Brian as well. I agree with you when you say a lot of this is broad, and a lot of it what people don't understand is like literally it's counsel. It's where there's going to be an element of discourse. There's going to be an element of pontification that, from your expertise, from a doctoral perspective, is going to say this is how I view the scenario. Mm-hmm. But what I think we often forget when we're all individuals and none of us are a monolith. We paint with a very broad stroke. But even in
no. We don't paint with a broad stroke. We're black, and it's convenient. It's very convenient for you to say, "Oh, we're not a monolith." Niggas want to be different as an excuse, and that's fine. But I just want black people to be aware. Yeah, we different, nigga. But so are the fucking rainbow community. But y'all always try to call a straight man gay, or team up with the rainbow community. You try to disrespect them in one thing by calling a man gay, but then you team up with them. I mean, these niggas are crazy. We're not a monolith, right? So that gives you an excuse to go all the way to the rainbow. No disrespect to the rainbow, but I'm just saying that's the type of, they say they can just go any way with it when they say that we're not a monolith. So there is no code, if you can understand what I'm saying.
In a sense, in defense to anyone who has children outside of, you know, the traditional nuclear family, most, if I would say, aren't necessarily in today's day and age. And I'm gonna end with a question on this.
It's some of the funniest shit. We're not a monolith, but all we have is broken damn families. Me, you, most people, we have broken families. We are a monolith, dog. Yo, these people, they, like I said, I don't know what happened to black people, man. Like, we have just totally lost our way where we're watching two fucking crazy dudes, and I love both of the brothers, don't get it fucked up, but they're talking relationships. It's like, brother, you niggas don't even give a damn about a woman like that. Nick cares a little more. He's willing to put his money and his life on the line, fucking bitches raw, so he cares a little more. This man don't care at all. He will never give his time, efforts, or money or devotion to a black woman. I'm getting sick and tired of that shit forcing the gay agenda. I'm getting sick and tired of your ass forcing me out of my show. But you my nigga, and I know what you mean. I got you.
Hey, did you hear the latest? As there are catastrophic hurricanes and storms devastating communities, Donald Trump and his MAGA bullies have the nerve to spread lies about FEMA while we are in crisis. Y'all, I don't know about you, but it pisses me off. It makes me so angry, but it also doesn't surprise me one bit. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, these MAGA extremists, they are not just power hungry, they are power mad. They will destroy our democracy. They will dismantle our freedoms. They will demonize our communities. They will do anything and everything to grab more power.
There you go.
Have a desire to have the traditional family. One, for a lot of us, we didn't see the traditional family. We're a generation of what we call broken homes. You know, even if I'm speaking for myself personally, you know, my parents met each other when they were teenagers, and, you know, I don't even know if they was necessarily boyfriend or girlfriend.
That means you are a monolith. We're all the same, brother, for the most part, making it a monolith. You understand? But that's why I say you listen to these black people because they got money. And you see what happens over here with us. We can't even get subscribers. They done took our monetization, but it don't even matter.
You know, but, you know, not to use that as an excuse or anything, because, you know, I did attempt to do the traditional husband and wife thing and actually value that even for.
Brother, so did we all. You're a monolith. Okay, you're a monolith. We all tried it.
Yes, I've been engaged many times, married once, because I am that hopeless romantic. I did have that dream of, and actually, you know, was married to my dream girl in that sense of, and I still to this day would call that a very successful marriage in this sense. We birthed two beautiful children, and, you know, to this day consider each other great friends, and have built a wonderful family together. But I believe people do want different things out of life. But to put these labels on, especially when coming from...
I mean, think about it. Think about it. Nick was married to Mariah Carey, right? Now, we all would have wanted to be married to Mariah, right? But think about what this society has done to us. He know that bitch can't push out no more babies. He want more babies. See what I'm saying? So should he have canceled the stuff that he wanted out of life just to raise those two babies? I mean, we're all over the place. Is he wrong for making more babies, giving more children the opportunity to be something with his money? Like, what was right, what was wrong?
doctors. You know, as we know, to label can be to disable at times, to define can be to confine. I think it might be somewhat careless to just say someone is low functioning or someone is low value or in a space.
For the record, I don't really like the high value, low value dichotomy.
But again, because you know, I'll say that to say because I have a question at the end of all of this. But I think what we tend to forget sometimes is most of us aren't planning in that sense. Like, you know, I would say with, you know, my first 2 children, I was in a marriage attempting to be the head of the household and did plan to create that nuclear family.
Brother, you was with Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is like Blade. Mariah Carey is like Wesley Snipes' Blade. That bitch is a day walker. You see what I'm saying? She's like the ultimate gladiator. She can make you think that she's not a gladiator. She could lullaby and seance. She can do it all. She has the light skin of the white person and the heart and soul and spirit of a black gladiator. She's the ultimate day walker, which all gladiators aspire to be. That's why they wear wigs. Just in case you didn't know.
Okay. But like my parents, every child after that was not necessarily part of a familial plan.
Right. We all get it. And what happened was you started to scare me, Nick Cannon. That's what scared me, man. You just out here fucking bitches raw for no reason. Putting your eggplant in danger. It scared me, and then it made me say, well, do you have something that you giving people? Like, why you keep fucking everybody raw? The shit bugged me out. You just fucking bitches from Wild 'N Out raw, fucking this one raw. Like, bro, of course it wasn't planned. You just fucking bitches raw. It's crazy. Crazy.
And did plan to create that nuclear family. Okay. But like my parents, every child after that was not necessarily part of a familial plan, you know, and that to go with what you were saying, because in this day and age, and even, you know, as an individual who went through it, that's not what I was looking for coming out of a marriage. And for whatever reason, no longer believing in that institution of marriage, I'm saying, why would someone like myself even want to be married? You know, my understanding of marriage specifically is a union where 2 become 1.
Uh-oh, he about to shit on Mariah. Uh-oh, let's get it, man. Hold on, let's get it. My boy Nick about to shit on Mariah.
It's in your blood.
It's in my blood, and you will never be.
Let's get it.
And where one is weak, the other can be strong. To be equally yoked, you guys can grow and build something together. But as it is,
hold on, let's play this back. This is what Nick Cannon thought a marriage was by marrying a gladiator BW. He's disrespecting Mariah Carey right now. Let's go.
One is weak, the other can be strong. To be equally yoked. My understanding of marriage specifically is a union where 2 become 1. And where one is weak, the other can be strong. To be equally yoked, you guys can grow and build something together. But as an individual, I've at this point don't feel like I will ever meet someone who would benefit me enough to say that, oh, this person is going to be my wife, and I would like for this person to, you know, have everything that I have. I want to give this one individual all.
No, he's not. I don't know what he's doing, but he's damn sure shitting on the other baby mamas. Hold on, man. Hold the fuck up. Because you don't have more than Mariah. So all the other baby mamas you have more than. So I don't know if you shitting on Mariah right there, but you ain't with the bitch. So she clearly wasn't good enough for you. You don't care what she has, but these other bitches definitely don't have anything. So look how he feels about them. Damn.
To, you know, have enough to say that who would
Hold on.
I at this point don't feel like I would ever meet someone who would benefit me enough to say that, oh, this person is going to be my wife, and I would like for this person to, you know, have everything that I have. I want to give this one individual all that I've spent these 40 some odd years building up to. One, you know, even in my setting and scenario, I do have multiple children, multiple people that I have to provide for. So even to say I need to dedicate my time, energy, and finances to one individual just doesn't make sense. And
wow, Nick Cannon bossing up. Dude folded to the small hat, snitched on Professor Griff, and was in funny style business. Straight clown. I would say the man's a straight clown. And I can understand. I mean, that it just adds to everything that I'm saying. Straight clowns make money, no disrespect, have the babies, and appear to stand on business like live niggas. It's the weirdest shit. Damn, we are fucked up out here. Did Nick go to Diddy parties? We would have, if we had to bet our lives, we would say yes.
And not just from me, you know, obviously I live a life that most wouldn't understand. I don't expect anyone to understand that, you know, and the average person that's in a low functioning social media space will have so many judgments and feel like they know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and throw terms on, you know, to what they believe I am. But I even take myself out of that scenario and ask you this question. Most men of today's age aren't, especially when they've already established who they would like to be and, you know, built their world or to be as financially secure as they need to be, as we call a successful man, look to the institution of marriage of like, why would I do that? We hear brothers like 50 Cent say, I made a lot of mistakes, but I've never made that one. And when we think of what the institution of marriage is, how does it really benefit today's successful man?
I like the question because Umar Johnson, this is the point of my video. How Umar Johnson hates, and well, I can't say hate. Strike that. How Umar Johnson despises the Gladiator BW and all of her affairs. Wow, he allegedly got caught with Keenan. Yo, you know what it is, man.
To make you say, all right, I do want to dedicate myself to one woman that, you know, so we can both be high functioning.
What if I told you you could block all ads or get paid to see them?
Umar,
I'm an engineer here at Pi, and I've been here since the beginning.
Umar is about to destroy. Umar's about to destroy the Gladiator BW. Because one thing he hates or dislikes is getting married to a Gladiator BW.
I would say in response to that I agree. A man, a very successful man, in this age of overnight divorce, has a lot to lose getting married. However, I think the reason why we still have to consider the union is we have to reflect on what the purpose of marriage is in the first place. And marriage is an institution where we regulate the conduct and intimacy between men and women to make sure that the products of those unions, which are the children, are raised in a structured environment so that they become psychologically healthy individuals.
There you have it. Something that Umar Johnson does not want to do. See, that's the problem right there for me. Why you don't want little big head Umar and his mama running around with you? How could you tell somebody what a union is when you don't want to make a little Umar? You don't want no little Umar? That's crazy. like I always say about dudes with money, because I don't got it, y'all niggas are clowns. I'm talking about with the money, like, you know, Nick Cannon, I guess Umar had $1 million, whatever. Dog, you get yourself for your little Umar and you do what you got to do. But that would mean you got to be nice to a black woman. Because if you're not nice, it's going to show. Dang. He's telling people how they should be together, but he don't want a black woman to care for.
Who can contribute to the maintenance and perpetuation of the community as opposed to being agents of its destruction.
Right.
So marriage is necessary to guarantee that children are being raised in the safe spaces that they need.
So that's the reason. That's the reason why you don't want a little Umar, because you are not going to do the marriage thing to guarantee. Got it. Yo, like I say all the time, what we're dealing with is the Gladiator BW wants to be a man, but she don't really know the ins and outs. But on the other side, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
Is necessary to guarantee that children are being raised in the safe spaces that they need to become the healthy individuals that their community depends upon to further itself. With that being said, we don't necessarily get married because it is good for us, but we get married because it is good for the community.
There you have it. Umar Johnson cares about the black community, but he will not get married. No, that's not how it works. He cares about the community. He doesn't care about the black woman. That's why he won't get married. To guarantee a little Dr. Umar. Who would? Everybody would love a little Dr. Umar with the Queen and Dr. Umar showing us how to treat that black gladiator. We would love it. But he know that's a little bit too much TV for him. The money ain't that much. He don't want the money that bad. See what I'm saying? Y'all think Umar all about money. No, he's not. Because he would get way more support. But he believes that him being single and being able to, you know, have sex with, well, I'm not going to even say all that. He believes being single is a better appeal for the marketing.
With that being said, in her conversation with Brother Cam Newton, and his people reached out to me recently, so I may have this conversation with him as well. But in Dr. Cheyenne's conversation with Brother Cam, he said, my fear of divorce exceeds my desire for marriage. And he said, and I may be paraphrasing a little bit.
Brother, that's the way you believe. He believes the same thing.
Here, that he was taking his time to find the right woman to build with. And Dr. Cheyenne, rightfully so, saw that as a contradiction and she went right in.
Right.
And she said, paraphrasing, how can you be patient about looking for the right woman, but you're impatiently making all these children with unmarried women? In other words, if you're going to take your time and find a woman, slow down and take your time with impregnating them as well.
Right.
Well, what about, so let me get this straight. Because I believe sex and impregnating a woman is the same thing. Especially in Nick Cannon's case. He's just going raw. Almost like he's giving off something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I believe sex and getting pregnant is the same thing. So, Umar, are you having sex? So you are having sex with women that you wouldn't want to have a baby with. Right, King. I'm just wrapping it up. I'm making sure I stay wrapped up. I'm not like Brother Nick. So it's all the same thing, man. But we listening to somebody who at least Nick Cannon put his money on the line. And his image and everything. I just saw on TV. He's hosting The Masked Singer. He's on ABC. And everybody know he had 2 kids with Mariah and another 12. See what I'm saying? So Umar, on the other hand, is too scared to do any of that. Real talk, single fathers, what's
Black
good?
Friday sale. Hostinger, AI website builder, is now from only $249 a month.
To that point, I understood her point. Now here's where the irony comes in, and I'm gonna bring it back to you for a question.
Right.
Cam Newton flipped it, and he said, "Okay, you're evaluating and criticizing the fact that I have 8 children by 3 different women,
Right.
and I still want more children,
Right.
even though I'm being patient and finding my mate.
Right.
But you're 41 and haven't had any children. To what can we attribute your behavior?"
Right.
Here's the irony. Her answer to Cam was exactly Cam's answer to her.
That's what I didn't want to say. See, I didn't know they was gonna go there. See, because I didn't want to call nobody. I didn't want to call nobody a girl, because that's what I was saying. When niggas start talking about I'm waiting for the right one, you sound like a fucking female. I didn't want to say that about Dr. Umar earlier, but that's what I say. They ain't got no respect for one another. They ain't got no respect for one another. See, I wasn't going to say that about him. He sound like a female, but he's saying that about Ken. Yo, these guys, they have no respect, man. I tell you, brother. Men supposed to have respect for one another, B. They're mad at Nick because he got long money and he not messing with black women. He's on The Masked Singer. I just saw the TV commercial. He's wearing pink hat and all this stuff. He's on The Masked Singer. He got wilding out. The public clearly, or whoever, don't care. Alexis, peace. Nick's baby mamas only get 30 days of peen per year. Right. I mean, it's crazy because at the end of the day, he wants more children. He's trying to max out. Like I said, it scared me at one time. I was like, yo, is this nigga sick or something? Like, why would you want to roar down all these people like that? Like, I had thought he was doing something real bad. And if it comes out, it comes out. Because who the hell wants, I mean, I guess he got a plan now. He just want babies. Almost like he gonna die soon or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Allegedly.
She said she was taking her time. So I'm looking at this as a psychologist, right?
Right.
And then Cam comes with another question. He says, what age or how young can your potential mate be? She mentioned 26, 27. I said, as a therapist, bingo. I said, I know why Dr. Cheyenne Bryant isn't married. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has a fear of abandonment.
Wow. Yo, this dude, like I say, he comes up with so many reasons why he wouldn't have a black woman. I'm telling you, man. Nick is just securing his. Listen, that's why I say, is he wrong for having babies with Mariah and not just sticking with them 2 babies, knowing she couldn't have any more because she was older, or she just didn't want to do it? Is he wrong for going out making more babies, securing his legacy? Like all them niggas in the Game of Thrones. You know, and like I said, man, this shit is wild. Think about the capabilities of the black woman's vagina before our generations, where, you know, they was having at least 4 kids, one mother. The durability and the power of the black woman's vagina. And they done ruined it. They done ruined it to make women believe that, well, yeah, I'm not going to just be having babies. Because remember, out there in Jamaica, you know, them dudes, them gangsters out there, they just make babies, and the women that had like 3 kids on her own living in a fucking hut. So that type of stuff still goes on where the woman could be left with all those babies. But in America, it was about welfare. Okay? The same stuff that the migrants are getting now, where, you know, the black people, the historic ancestors, they had fought for the welfare because we had been slaves and everything. So by you just having them babies, you would get welfare. Yes. And then they said you got to get the man out the house and all that. But that didn't take away from them babies. Then they shamed the black woman for being on welfare, because you only going to be on welfare if you got babies, for the most part. So, you know, so they say, ah, shit, I ain't going to be on welfare. I ain't going to have no babies.
And the reason why a 26, 27-year-old spouse possibly would be appealing to her is she could parentify herself in that relationship where she becomes the mommy and the mate. And in being the mommy and the mate, I'm able to coddle my young partner. And in doing so, I get to control his behavior.
Here we go again. Now, y'all know that's one of my things. As a man with money, you're sitting around complaining about that, about somebody trying to control your behavior, because if you get married to that person, they get to take your money and your babies. Okay? Instead of just going overseas and getting you a fan. I mean, it's the wildest shit with these guys with money. They fight this fight and they pay this money to lose their family. It's just so stupid.
Therefore, preventing the abandonment that I fear. When I looked at her conversation with you, you asked her the same question as well. Well, what about you? And she talked about how she almost jumped the broom 4 times.
Been engaged 4 times.
So once again, my therapy lights went off. And I said, here it goes again. The reason Dr. Bryant never managed to jump the broom on those 4 occasions is because her abandonment issues that she honestly put out there are so strong that she has a tendency to want to over-control her mate as a means of preventing the abandonment. And in her over-control of these men who do not want to be over-controlled, she either pushes them away or they leave of their own volition because they don't like the manner in which she wants to control the relationships.
Look at these doctors doctoring on doctors.
Here's the point that I'm making up. And this is an all love to Dr. Bryant because she's brilliant. I love my sister. I believe that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is quite possibly the same personality type as Nick Cannon and Cam Newton. I believe that all 3 of you are serial monogamists with narcissistic tendencies.
Why? Why does Dr. Umar believe that? Anybody know? Well, there's an old saying that they used to have, and they say because it takes one to know one. It takes one to know one. And I would say that the envy that Dr. Umar has is what Real Talk Single Father said. I think the envy that Dr. Umar has is he's mad at Nick because he got long money and he not messing with black women. And Umar, on the other hand, he wants to make all these babies with all these different black women. He wants to do that, but he can't. So that's the envy that he has for Nick Cannon. It's something. It's fascinating. It's something else. Like, he actually envies the fact that he went and did it with non-black women. Umar wish he had the ability to have all these babies, little tribe of little Umars. And he got that long money and he taking care of them and XYZ. And you don't hear the baby mamas out here doing much. He envies that shit.
Wow. First of all, serial monogamy and narcissism go together. Because when you look at
it takes one to know one. The man is a that's Dr. Umar. He's just like any of the other brothers. You do what you got to do with these gladiators and you be done with them. There's no woman in your life that can say, that's my man. Yo, he gonna come over here. Ain't no woman get to talk about you like that. Ain't no woman get to call you if she gets in a car accident. Ain't no woman get to do nothing. You will never have a responsibility of dealing with a woman like that. And that's really, really messed up. It's so sad because I think a snow bunny would make Dr. Umar happier. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I mean, I'm gonna get that clip. It's on the same movie. It's on the same movie as this one. I think I got it here. It's on the same movie where the white woman make the Dr. Umar type dude happy.
Take me to jail. Take me to jail. Lock me up. Lock me up. Go away the kid. Go away the kid.
Yeah, it's on that movie right there. I'm gonna get that clip. I agree. See, because I hate to say it, but the white snow bunny, it would be more like a fun project for her ass. But Umar, he can never do it. Somebody might assassinate his ass. Yo, Umar would love to have a little Umar tribe by running around impregnating black women. That, bro, he know he gonna be on some child support out of this world. Nick Cannon, he envies. Yo, Nick Cannon, you ain't scared of all that child support?
The narcissist grandiosity.
Yeah.
Too important to commit one's emotional resources.
Look at this chart. Do you see this? If you're anything
Yo, the
like
dude
me,
is talking
this stuff
about
right
himself.
here looks like
This dude is talking about himself.
To not want to invest emotionally. When I look at a woman that beautiful without a child, the marriage I can understand. It's slim pickings for sisters. That beautiful without a child, that was deliberate. And I believe that she may be an example of one of our sisters who says they're waiting for the right one, but may not necessarily be waiting for anyone at all. But because it's expected of me as a black woman to get married, I need to have a justification for why I am not. The question that I have for you, brother Nick, do you think that you attract women who are very much like you because the expectation of emotional investment is very minimal from those women? In other words, they're fine with us going half on a baby, and we want to raise this baby together. Beyond that, I'm not looking for much more from you, bro. That's the sister. Right. Do you think that you may attract women who are looking for minimal emotional investment from their partner? Because if she expected that, you would be forced to move out of your comfort zone.
He's talking about himself, yo.
And actually have to experience without reserve what it really means to be intimately involved and emotionally responsible for a woman.
Absolutely.
Now, those are the words I've been using. Responsible for a woman. That he's talking about himself. That's why I say, listen, I rock with Dr. Umar with all this shit, but don't you dare talk about a relationship. You are like the worst person in my opinion, because you do not, all this stuff right here, everything I just said.
You'd be forced to move out of your comfort zone and actually have to experience without reserve what it really means to be intimately involved and emotionally responsible for a woman.
Dr. Umar, if a woman calls you right now, been in a car accident, do you have to go to the hospital? Hell no. That's what we call without reserve, just in case you don't know, because he's trying to talk all this bullshit. Woman calls him, he has no responsibility. He has no responsibility over that woman he had sex with. She get in a car accident, he ain't got to go to that hospital.
Absolutely. But I say that in the sense because I think the institution of marriage is no longer valued at that level for.
But even if it's not, that doesn't necessarily have to do with you and the way in which you engage queen.
Yeah, but like I said, because the type of women that I'm normally around or attracted to are usually, as we call them, the independent woman. Around in that.
There you go. We call them gladiators over here, baby boy. Yo, they talking that boss talk now. They are talking boss talk. Oh, man. They are talking that boss talk.
Don't jump off. Don't do anything. And what's going on? So then somebody like myself comes along and talks to women and just kind of steps through. And next thing you know, you hear women.
I'm a PhD.
Got a PhD and I got my dog and I got this and I got that. Yeah, but you're not happy.
Boss talk. Boss talk, baby. Listen, like I said, man, for some reason, black men are drawn to the boss bitches, the independent women. We're drawn to the independent woman. We're not drawn to the needy woman. We're drawn to the independent woman. Obviously, I go about it different from y'all, but nevertheless, we're all drawn to the independent woman. See what I'm saying? Why? You ain't trying to, just like Umar, you black brothers ain't trying to make no bum bitch good. Just like the independent women ain't trying to make no bum nigga good. For the most part.
Or attracted to are usually, as we call them, the independent woman, the woman that's on the grind, the boss, the one that's about hers, and even like
you hear, what do I tell y'all over here? They're defeating their own arguments. They're defeating their own arguments. And that's all I ever try to tell the alpha male. Why would you be attracted to the independent woman? She thinks she's an alpha male. That means two alphas can't exist. So you going to be, and you don't know the spirits and behavior. The independent woman is at war with the alpha male. I got to get my tea before I carry on.
It's not. That doesn't necessarily have to do with you and the way in which you engage queen.
Yeah, but like I said, because the type of women that I'm normally around or attracted to are usually, as we call them, the independent woman, the woman that's on the grind, the boss, the one that's about hers. And even because, again, it's very interesting. I'll take it back. We all have stages of life. Mm-hmm. I was at a certain stage in my life a few times early on where I wanted to do it in a traditional setting the right way. I was the young Christian brother, early 20s that wanted a relationship to work so much that I was willing to be celibate with my partner and do, pastoral counseling. And, we're going to do this.
Because those situations didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, did you put a prison around your heart?
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly. And then that's what I'm saying. That's early stage. Then I get to a stage where I feel like I actually got it right.
Okay.
I got married to my dream girl. I'm living the life in which I want to live. And then when life continues to happen, you then, because speaking from experience, I'm like, oh wow, I thought I had it right, and I still fucked it up. It still didn't work out.
Right. And so at some point,
now as a man in his 40s, I'm looking to. So the women that I now am currently attracted to, most likely not going to be someone who still has those aspirations, hopes, and dreams as the young ladies I was looking to
do though.
And I'm not looking at the 20-something-year-olds.
No,
I'm not looking at the 40s. But they're going to come with some life. They're going to come with some experiences.
And some come still wanting love though.
I don't think love and marriage actually go together. I mean, they don't have to go together.
They don't have to go together.
Yeah, marriage
is like a woman who still wants love. Are you able to reciprocate, or are you at a point in your life where there should be no expectation of the woman you meet for emotional reciprocity? Is Nick Cannon still able to reciprocate emotionally, or are you beyond that? And if you are beyond that, do you communicate that honestly?
I mean, you're talking about two fucking crazy dudes, B. Because Umar basically can identify because he lives the same life, minus the babies and the long money. He wish he could make the babies and have a little Umar tribe. He wish he could do that part, but everything else, he really agrees. Like these, and that's how it. Like I say, it's a lot of black men. They don't want to rock with the Gladiator BW like that. That's what it is. And I'm not saying it's easy. Man. But they don't rock with no black woman like that.
Speak to the women you date.
Absolutely. I think,
So
like
you
I said,
tell them,
I'm emotionally unavailable.
You tell them that.
You know what I'm emotionally available for? My children.
Do you agree with that? Because that's what the Gladiator BW been doing to black men for a long time. They're more emotionally available for the children other than the man. And like I keep trying to tell y'all, it's a new society. Stop getting stuck in tradition, dog. Don't let nobody hold you to tradition. It's a new time. Everybody's moving on except the black man. Still trying to hold tradition, but won't go get a bum bitch and make her a boss. So move on with the times. That's what black women did to us all them years. For you younger niggas, black women did that shit to us for years, son. Emotionally available for the children, not us. And Nick Cannon, he turned the table. Unfortunately, got to be a bozo like him, but it's real.
Really unavailable.
You tell them that.
You know what I'm emotionally available for? My children.
Wow. Yo, any black man that has a broken home has been, when he was with the baby mama, he dealt with it. And when they broke up, he dealt with it. Any black man. He knows what Nick Cannon is talking about. And Nick turned the table. Wow. Fascinating.
Communicate that honestly to the women you date.
Absolutely. I think,
So
like I
you
said,
tell them,
I'm emotionally unavailable.
You tell them that.
You know what I'm emotionally available for? My children.
Umar.
Because they're the ones who need.
Oh, you said emotionally available for
my children.
Okay, you didn't say you were not emotionally
No,
available.
the only people that I am emotionally available for are my children. At least the priorities.
The priority is fine, but when you say only, you're saying you have no emotional availability.
Not no emotional, because again, then we have to define.
You talking about Dr. Umar trying to hold this man to the fire when he ain't got nobody to answer to. Nick got to answer to them gladiator baby mamas, white, black, or whatever they are.
I know, mostly because going back to being a hopeless romantic, I love the idea of being in love, but to actually on a level of I'm dedicating all of me to all of you, I'm not in that space to be able to give my
Would you
all
still
to
consider yourself?
And you know what happens when these brothers start talking like this? Black women be like, yep, I was right. I was living the right way, because they living like that, copying the men. So we just copying each other on some reverse shit. Wild.
A hopeless romantic.
Because yeah, absolutely. Because
if you still
the surface of romantic. Now I'm talking about sending flowers. I'm talking about the intimacy aspect of it, but not the actual work. I understand that hopeless romantic is a surface feeling. Okay, I get that, and even to that sense of, because I think that's obviously got a lot to unpack even when it comes to the idea of narcissistic behavior. Yeah. Because I think that term has also been deemed
overly used.
Yeah, and a toxic term of, but not understanding because it's associated with so much negativity when it comes to, you know, arrogance and rage and all of those things. You think
Now he's being completely fake. Narcissistic is when you're talking about a man. He trying to make it some other adjectives and shit like that.
Narcissistic behavior. Yeah. Because I think that term has also been deemed
overly used.
Yeah, and a toxic term of, but not understanding because it's associated with so much negativity when it comes to, you know, arrogance and rage and all of those things. You think narcissist, you think Donald Trump, opposed to like someone who is actually just looking to self-preserve, looking to take care of oneself.
See what I'm saying? You describe it as a man, but he tried to put those adjectives on it. Yeah, I'm just here. Listen, I'm a simple dude, and you can't sit around and just talk stupid around me, dog. Narcissism and narcissistic and all this bullshit, they related to the man's behavior, and you gave the example as Donald Trump. Why did you use a woman? So it's all relative. I mean, it's all relative.
and love oneself, I gotta love me to the best of my ability.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And after I love me, I have to then love my children, because I'm in a scenario currently that this is my situation. There's no fixing whether you want to call it high functioning or high value. I can't think like that, because I have the duty as a father to be the best provider emotionally, financially, physically, to the children in which I am responsible for. So anyone that I have a relationship or intimate with, they have to understand that's what.
Now, understand something. Nick Cannon, okay, you got to go Game of Thrones first, right? You go Game of Thrones. The kings were having babies, whether they were in the kingdom or outside the kingdom, right? Then you went all the way to, what was that? Tina Turner or some other movie. What was the other movie? Aretha Franklin. Her daddy was the preacher. He had the 4 kids with her, and he was able to leave her. Shit changed. When you watch Kendra G, they have 4 kids by 4 men, as opposed to when in the old days, the men were having kids by multiple women. See? So the women had took that over and started having all these different kids by different men like kings. See? And Nick Cannon, on the other hand, he has a few baby mamas. But remember, the man is supposed to do that. He has the ability to have 9 women or more pregnant at the same time. The woman got to, one at a time. It's some weird shit what happened to the black community, man.
My headspace is first and foremost. And then it goes all the way to that idea when we think about, the divorce rate, specifically for black adults. Divorce.com says it's the best, that is the highest divorce rate and the lowest marriage rate when it comes to our community, to where even in that, if this is what you're telling me about me and I'm in that scenario, I failed already in that space. Why would I continue to try to go for something that, one, I don't really desire just because society desires it, and then 2, when I know I can't win at that game emotionally or.
Like I said, as a boss, as a king in the Game of Thrones, you got to do one or the other, dog. You got to either get that money up or get them children up. You know what I mean? So you don't get to just, in America, you don't get to just do what Nick gets to do.
Yourself, that you can win at the game because you have a fear of trying. In other words, is there an apprehension about giving genuine love with a woman an opportunity because you fear the failure before you try?
That is what I would like to ask Dr. Umar. So this answer will be Dr. Umar's answer. See, I see what's happening here. Dr. Umar's he's in a love affair right now. He's like, this nigga think like me.
But when you say genuine love,
are you a romantic coward?
But see, I think I overly love. When you say genuine love, I believe, and I know you have similar ideologies, and where I believe a man can love more than one individual.
But when we're talking about one on one.
What I tell you, this is a love affair. What I tell you, man, this is a love affair. I see what's happening now.
Man can love more than one individual.
But when we're talking about one or more,
because I believe everybody in my life, I believe I love them, I take care of them, and they get all of me, or they get a lot of me. And I'm a giver, a pleaser.
But do they get your heart? In other words, I kind of feel like,
right,
okay, that you might bury your feelings. If I spoke to the women you dated.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is the same question I'm going to ask Dr. Umar.
Would they tell me you're emotionally unavailable?
They would say I'm all over the place. They would say I'm
but if they had to give me,
it depends what day.
More so or not so, which way they leaning on your emotional unavailability?
What are we rating on the scale of the average man? I believe I'm highly emotionally available.
Whoa. See what I'm saying? I take that as disrespect. I'm a regular guy. It's impossible for him to be more emotionally available than me. I am one of the most emotionally available people in the whole wide world. After all, that's how I thrive. So, like I say, these dudes are bozos, man. It's impossible. Nobody has to hear the Gladiator BW talk more than me. Nobody is uplifting and pedestalizes the Gladiator BW more than me. Nobody lets the Gladiator move without judgment more than me and still love him. Nobody in this world.
Now me, what I believe that I have to get. No, you know what? First of all, it depends on time and point. At the beginning of the relationship, they gonna say absolutely.
If I spoke with your queens and asked them in the course of the relationship, or
Dr. Umar, do you have any queens that anybody can ask anybody anything about anything? Do you have any queens that we could go talk to? No, I ain't got no queens. I just go around and I'm a serial monogamous. Right. So why would you be talking to Nick Cannon about this? No, I'm just talking, man. Right.
Or just now, would you say Brother Nick is or is not emotionally available to the women he dates?
Absolutely. You know why? Because I'm doing the work. Because I know I'm doing things like this.
But doing things does not equate to emotional availability. That's like the father. Stay with me.
Okay.
Like the father.
Yo, bro, these dudes are talking to one another. Listen. I'm a simple dude. Listen, because I'm doing things like this. What are we doing? We're doing the same thing Dr. Umar does. Just talking. Ain't trying to be responsible for no woman that something happens to on a day-to-day basis. Like I said to all my black kings out there, I don't mind if you're doing what you got to do. I understand it's tough. It's tough to be responsible for a Gladiator BW, but that's what we doing out here. And more niggas are doing it than not. And these brothers, like I say, Dr. Umar in specific, he cannot talk about. There's no woman you could go say, Dr. Umar, what about the last woman you did? What could she say about you? He's never been emotionally available to a woman. Shit, I don't know when, because I know that he would never claim a black woman so that people could know who she is. That's what I do know.
But doing things does not equate to emotional availability. That's like the father. Stay with me. Okay. That's like the father who pays all the bills. Everything's taken care of. But guess what? The wife doesn't feel the love. She feels the care. And one of the mistakes we make as black men, Nick, is we often equate providing with love. Oh.
Here we go again. Black Umar, is there any black woman that you could say you love other than your mother? No, not your grandmother. No, not your aunt. Somebody you had sex with, B. No, I can't think of one, brother. Dang. Yo, Umar ain't shit when it comes. Like his real, the real feelings he have towards the black woman, it's disgraceful.
Okay. Women and children don't see it that way. It's like the parent who buys their children everything, but don't spend intimate time with them. It's the husband who buys the wife everything, but don't spend intimate time. So
Umar, in real life, all jokes aside, Umar, how would you know this? Have you ever bought a woman everything and didn't spend time with her? No, I haven't. Have you ever been around a woman and paid all the bills for her and didn't spend time with her to provide for her life? No, I have not. Why are you saying what you're saying, Dr. Umar? No, I'm just talking. All right, got it. Just looking at Umar in this African dress up has me laughing all the way to work. Brother, it's wild. It's wild, son. I've never seen a nigga who don't care about black women more than Umar, but he knows how it's supposed to go, but he won't show it. Right. Umar still ain't got the school running. Look, the school, I don't even want to get, like, how could, brother, we ain't going to even get into the school. All jokes aside. Because I only have one problem with the school. It's in the middle of nowhere. Where the fuck are the students coming from? I just don't get it. Where are they coming from? They got to pay to be there. where they coming from, how are they getting there? It's just a way. That's the only question I have. Shit. That's all I was saying. Like, I ain't that dumb. If the shit is in Delaware and they got to pay to be in the school, first of all, how are they getting there? Where are they coming from? So it's quite frightening, man. But those are the only questions I have.
Is it possible that you've been substituting genuine, intimate connection for things? Because you often have said here so far, you've been very heavy on the I provide, which is good.
Right.
But
I'm not just financial
But
provider.
I've heard very little about the emotional, the intimate, or the romantic connection with the women you've made children with.
He's talking about himself. Just imagine all the single moms that would send their kids to his school. Brother, he's charging a price for them to go in there. They're not sending their kids there. How the fuck are they going to get there? If the school's in Delaware, where are the kids coming from? The people in Delaware got free school. What the fuck they going to pay to go to his school for? So they're not going to be in Delaware. Well, how the fuck they going to get there? And we talking about every day? They got to go to school every day, or is it just a weekend thing? What is it? Now, we all got to say this. Everybody agrees with whenever I have this part of the conversation, everybody agrees. Do you think Umar could have opened up a little storefront like Kamala Harris be doing around New York and stuff? Do you think Umar could have opened a little storefront and been teaching kids every now and then all this time? And really making a difference? You know? Do you think he could have opened a little storefront and start teaching black boys? That's all. I don't have many questions because he's doing what he got to do. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of weird. Did you really want to educate any black boys? Because you could have had a little storefront somewhere in a more populated area where people could just walk over there and see work and might, put their kid in there on the weekend or something. Maybe I'm thinking too small. I don't know. My thing is about relationships.
Starve them of your intimate love.
Such a great question.
We ain't doing. We dealing with heart.
Such a great question. So this is what I have to ask before I can actually give the answer. Because again, I need to see, the litmus test. I need to see the measurement. And I only really know. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but
this was a wild interview, dog. Crazy.
The 5 love languages. Okay. If that's the construct in which we're doing, because that's there's obviously there's gift giving, which probably feels like the time.
That sounds like you.
Yeah. I'm with that. I can do that. That's easy. Words of affirmation, which is, if this is how we're defining love. Because I have trust issues and abandonment issues. I need words of affirmation from.
Pay attention. This is what the new men are doing. This is some of the stuff that I like. This is some of the stuff that I like with the new generation. Well, the new times. Men need words of affirmation. Men with money. Because they ain't giving, brothers like me no words of affirmation. But men with money need words of affirmation. Yes. You don't just get to sit around, bitch. Talk to me.
My partner. Now, and then there is quality time, which that's one I know I struggle with because I don't have a lot of that. I'm spread thin in most ways. So I know that's always the space. If you did ask anyone that I deal with, they're definitely going to bring up the quality time is probably the one.
Like I said, that's one of my points where I don't rock with Nick. You're just fucking bitches raw for no reason. Go ahead, though. It's all love. Long as everybody's healthy, make them babies, son.
I need more of that. Okay. And then that's not affection, but it's no. What's the one where you touch? Physical touch.
Yeah,
physical touch. So physical touch, great at that. like that's probably one of my strong suits. And then the last one is acts of service, which again steps into the root of providing. You know what I mean? And so if those are the five, if that's our measurement of love, which so far that's what psychology has deemed how.
No. See, these dudes are weird. That's what the black woman said. In the regular black community, we would just get with each other and we would hope that we rock with each other, man, on different levels and stuff like that. And really just like to be around one another, man. And can, enjoy that person's cooking or whatever. Just all the regular basic shit. What shit wasn't about no damn love language. You realize, oh, she don't like that. And you don't do that. The fuck? Wow, shit. Huh?
Oh, those are the 5 things. I would say the one space that I struggle with is quality time. But all of those other ones, I'm active and focused in those spaces of one, attempting to become a better partner. But if there was one space where someone who's dealing with me at this big age that I sit right here, it would be quality time. And in that sense, where I'll even go one step further because I've done the work and I kind of know
he gets me sometimes because I like that he uses the woman's terms. I like that. Yo, I did the work. I'm emotionally unavailable for my children. I love all of that. Because y'all don't realize they want to be equal. You have to deal with equality. Stop falling into the tradition. I like the forwardness. But also, they kind of don't like women, black women in particular, like that.
And I'm a runner. I avoid. I flee when conflict approaches. So I know how to be that. If I'm looking at my clock, I cut off. So my partners, in that sense, and because I have options, I can say, you know what? I'm not gonna put up with this low frequency or this.
You heard that anywhere? Sound like the black woman. So, like I say, he's taken all of the black woman rhetoric. Now, why do you say it sound like the black woman? Because the same way Nick Cannon dates down, that's what the black woman does. She dates down to stay in a position of power, in the fuck you position. Understanding that she has options. So you guys, the way he's, it is what it is, man. Like, he get to do that.
Options. I can say, you know what? I'm not going to put up with this low frequency or this energy. And therefore, but those would be the only thing. Other than that,
my point is that you tend to be emotionally
unavailable in those scenarios. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, and again, because the session is already over. Dr. Umar broke it all the way down, but we were definitely going to continue in our next one. But I'll allow you to have this final assessment.
Here's the final assessment.
So I talked to a psychic, and I want to tell you.
Final assessment by Dr. Umar Johnson, a man that has no woman. Crazy.
Men who come from issues of abandonment, trauma, family turmoil, any type of dysfunction. We sometimes create realities in our life that will prevent us from having to take the dangerous leap forward of attempting to build an authentically intimate relationship with a woman, because deep down inside, we either feel we don't deserve it, feel we will be inadequate in trying to do so, or feel that we will be disappointed by the partner. I believe, in our limited discourse here, Brother Nick.
Brother, ain't no limited discourse. You believe you niggas see eye to eye. You just can't make all the babies because you want black women. Nick done spread, he done went left.
That you run from love. And I believe you create a lifestyle for yourself that helps justify why you don't give it an opportunity. So
he's speaking about himself. These brothers are dealing with a bromance this is a bromance love affair where they can definitely identify with one another. It's a beautiful thing when you look at it from that aspect. But I see it as these are some brothers that, they despise a black woman. It's sad. When you see the powerful brothers really shit on a black woman, you laugh, but then you be like, that's fucked up.
Such as your career being so busy,
Right.
all the children you need to tend to.
Got enough love from them, Doc.
But the problem though, is we will one day wake up and realize that of everything else we had in our lives that we enjoyed, the materialism.
He talking about itself.
We will one day wake up to realize it still doesn't equal what we missed out on from allowing ourselves to be genuinely loved by a woman. And the serial monogamy in and of itself keeps us so busy.
He's talking about himself. I try to tell y'all, he's a self-admitted serial monogamy. We.
So monogamy in and of itself keeps us so busy that we rarely ever sit down long enough to think about how we're missing out on not allowing ourselves to be nourished spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally by a real woman.
Wow, that's
there you have it. Umar Johnson have told you his own life, this whole video, by trying to place it as Nick Cannon. Like I said, if you don't, like I said, that's simple for me. If can't nobody call you and say they're in the hospital and you get your ass over there, you ain't responsible for no black woman, so you don't get to talk. You sit up here talking this bullshit. This woman you just had sex with, she can't call you for something. That's crazy. But I understand. She wanted it too. Whatever. I'm just saying, you don't give relationship advice. There is no experience. Except the fact that you had missed out on whatever you believe the amount of love that the black woman had. And you're willing to just say, I'm willing to miss that. Because at the end of the day, if Nick Cannon is not with Mariah, where he is the underclass, let's just call that what it is. Him being the breadwinner now, he's not going to propel any one woman up. Same as Umar. That's all I'm saying. We got this coming up next. What we had? We got Tanya today. This was the Cam Newton bitch.
But you didn't answer that for a reason.
No. Understand this.
You didn't answer for a reason.
I'm going to answer mine, and then I want you to answer mine too.
That was an important part of the video. See, you can't get regular men up there who don't give a damn and try to act like you don't. Nah, you got somebody to answer to, Cam. That bitch get to go out here like this.
I think 8 mama.
So I said, ooh, that could have been me. I put that pressure on you.
All right, that's Jasmine Brown. So what went down?
So that was Cam's baby mama. Next show, we going to do the election stuff. And it's going to be very, very high powered. Because these are the people right here. These are the people that's going to take you down today, brothers. Like, what I learned is I'm in New York. My vote don't mean shit. Nobody can say it does. I'm in New York. My vote means nothing. So we're going to describe how Kamala Harris and her team will reign.
These last few years, we've seen them in action. After losing in 2020 big time, Trump and Trumpers have been doing all that they can to claw their way back to the White House. We've seen extremists in state houses introduce hundreds of anti-LGBTQ plus bills, creating a total state of emergency for our community. We've seen extremists in Congress take bills protecting fundamental rights like access to contraception and IVF. We've seen extremists on the Supreme Court take away affirmative action and student debt relief. And oh yeah, create a right to take away the right for us to make decisions about our.
Ma'am, they took affirmative action because Rainbow Community took it. They took affirmative action, meaning you could be Indian like Kamala, you could be any other ethnic background. When affirmative action was based for black people. And you as a rainbow person, yeah, they took it. It wasn't for blacks no more.
Our own bodies. Y'all, this is not a coincidence. This right here is a conspiracy to divide our nation and destroy our democracy, but we won't let them. Because we know that if they win in November, if these extremists take the House and the Senate, if Donald Trump defames the White House once again, they won't just continue trying to attack us. They will try to erase us. So yes, my friends, the stakes are high. This election will determine our safety and our security, our rights and our freedoms. This election will determine the state of our democracy for generations to come. But here, my friends, is the good news. At HRC, we have the ultimate fighter on our side. And yes, I'm talking about Vice President Kamala Harris. She is a bad, well, let me not use no cuss words to describe our next president, all right? She's been fighting with and for our community for a long time. Y'all got to remember where Kamala Harris grew up, in a little middle-class community in the heart of queer America. We got to remember who ran her first campaign. It was Jim.
Let me play that back, just in case you didn't hear it. We gonna cook next show, baby. Let's get it.
She's been fighting with and for our community for a long time. Y'all got to remember where Kamala Harris grew up, in a little middle-class community in the heart of queer America. We got to.
In the heart of queer America, Kamala will come out the closet when she wins. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. She will come out the closet when she wins. It's going to be beautiful.
I remember who ran her first campaign. It was Jim Rivaldo, the political mastermind behind Harvey Milk. And we got to remember that she went all out for our rights when she got into office. She prosecuted hate crimes and officiated same-sex weddings. She supported the Equality Act and helped pass the Respect for Marriage Act. And let's not forget who she picked as her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, who as a high school teacher in rural America in the late 90s, Coach stepped up to sponsor his school's first gay-straight alliance. After serving in the military, Coach Walz went to Congress and helped get Don't Ask, Don't Tell repealed. And as states were passing bills to take away health care from trans folks, Coach Walz went and did the exact opposite. As Governor of Minnesota, he signed a law to make his state a safe haven for those seeking transition care. Y'all, Kamala.
Listen. We're going to do it next show. Governor Walz is the first one in America that gave his state transition health care benefits. Go to Minnesota, get transition. You guys don't know what's coming. See you next show.